Hello, everyone. Dave and Jessica are in the building. I see you. I'll let you guys in one moment. I am back in San Diego. So thank you for, Dave and Jessica, thank you for arranging this wonderful weather. It's beautiful here. Hi, everybody. My name is Claude, and this is Beer with Claude Saturday. Got my beer here today. We're going to have a wonderful brew. And if you want to come on, by the way, let's just put that share link in here. Got that. Let's get rid of that really bad rock music. Really bad. Let's put a comment in there. So if anyone would like to join in, here is the link for StreamYard. We're also simultaneously broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and probably one or two other places here. But hello, everybody. Let me let some of my friends in here.
I lost you there for a minute.
Always lovely Jessica and unbelievably handsome Dave Skolnick.
I'm not the lovely Dave Skolnick.
Oh, you can be lovely if you want. It's okay. How you kids doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm going to do good because it's Beer with Claude, and I have here a beer I've never had before. It's called a Bud Ice. I found it when I was at a gas station yesterday. $90 to fill up the car. $90.
Wow, it's so
how do people afford? So I went inside the gas station because I always like to go in these gas stations and see all the gadgets and all the different moose jerky and all the different and the cowboy hat, all the crazy stuff. And I got some of the most interesting beers I ever find are at little obscure gas stations.
Yeah.
Here. Well, let me show you this. This was in Prim, Nevada. Yesterday.
I was there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Yeah. You need a drink to get the courage to fill up the thing, right?
This California is driving me to drink, man. My God.
Yeah.
$6.60. I mean, I'm bitching and moaning. I thank God I can afford it. I don't like it, but I can afford it. Right. But my God, I really think about people who college kids or just a working family, really, they're watching every penny, and all of a sudden their gas is costing more than their Verizon bill now or whatever.
It's really tough.
It's really, and just to give you a little thing here, in Grand Junction, Colorado, this is what we paid at the Safeway. We get a Safeway discount because we shop at Safeway in Colorado. $2.95 a gallon, from $2.95 to $6.67. Double, almost double. It is double. Wait, it's more than double.
Wow.
$2.95 to $6.68. That's more than double. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, so what's the governor going to do? Jessica, are you in California or Alabama still?
I'm in Huntsville right now, but what's Newsom going to do? What's he going to do?
He doesn't want to freeze the tax. He just wants to give a $400 debit card to everybody.
I'm drinking a screwdriver tonight, gentlemen.
I love what kind of vodka though?
Grey Goose.
Now that's almost a. I love Grey Goose.
I do too.
Mixing with Grey Goose is almost a sin.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, but I do love Grey Goose. Anyway,
I heard
salute,
L'chaim,
kampai,
right?
I heard the tall bottle of vodka at Kirkland Vodka at Costco is made by Grey Goose.
That's what we've got in the cupboard now for when we next open the vodka. It's huge.
Just to tell, this bottle, this can of Bud Ice was like $1.89. It's 25 ounces. It's a little higher in alcohol. I think it's 5.5%. A little high for a beer. Beer is usually 4.3, 4.5. It's a little high.
Yeah.
It's very good though. It's very refreshing, very clean. Took my 10-mile run today, so
Good for you.
and I'm having my little snack here. My avocado. My wife made this beautiful avocado salad. What's the one thing we have? What's the one thing with a little balsamic dressing on it? What's the one thing we have plentiful in California? Avocados.
Hopefully. Yeah.
About the healthy. Speaking of healthy avocados, here's Mr. Jasso.
Mhm.
How you doing, Ben?
Cheers.
Cheers. There he is. Cheers.
Hi, gang.
So, yeah, did you listen to me bitch and moan about gas out here?
Same up here.
Oh yeah.
So,
Now and then I
over $6.
do you think we here's a topic. I have a whole list of things talking points here today. Do you think we have a health problem in the United States? Do you think a gas station should have pink box donut stores?
Oh no.
Prim, Nevada got rid of the Starbucks and they put in a pink, it's called pink box donuts. You've never seen donuts like this
Oh my
before.
gosh. They look so good.
I heard donuts were good for anorexia.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
if
law
that's your
enforcement.
one of these donuts, I checked you couldn't find. I was in Nevada, Prim, Nevada, getting that $6.64 gas, and they inside they have it's by across from a casino. It's a huge facility.
Yeah.
And these donuts, you cannot find nutritional information on pink box donuts in Nevada. Usually in California, isn't it law? Am I in the right state here? I travel too much.
Yeah.
Don't you have to put calories now on everything in California?
I thought you did in every state. I thought every food has to have a label.
Yeah.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I
I
think
think
all it's depending on the state. It's not a federal law; it's a state law. Anyway, I had to look them up. One pink box donut, one of those big chocolate cream-filled donuts, almost 300 calories. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to have one. Who's going to have one donut? What happens when you suck? What happens, Jessica? You're our health expert here. What happens when you suck something that is high in fat and high in sugar?
Those insulin receptors start overproducing and you just start to binge, right? If you're not careful.
Oh, yeah. You're going to eat the damn dozen.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
What's a dozen?
Awaken the beast.
I hope not.
Oh my God! If you had
what if it's your one meal of the day?
No.
Nobody's going to have. If one meal a day, I would accept that. But how many people? You know what's the trouble in our country? I'm getting on a soapbox now. We don't have 3 meals a day anymore, which we don't need. We have 8 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that little bowl of M&Ms somewhere around the house or in the office or something, or let me just have a handful of potato chips or something. It all adds up at the end of the day, and it keeps your insulin high and it keeps you hungry all the time.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, right?
It does.
I don't have those things around. It's too tempting.
My greatest,
That's the key.
I'm drinking a beer here, so the truth really comes out. It's like sodium pentothal to me. My greatest weakness is Ben & Jerry's ice cream or Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I can't. My wife, she can have that. What's that? Really a Tatala? That
I love that one.
Really expensive chocolate ice cream.
Yes.
I think that's the way. Is that the name?
Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. We love that one.
It's like $5-6 a little cup. Okay. Yeah. Pelosi likes it. I remember she had that freezer, that $30,000 freezer with nothing but expensive ice cream in it or something. God. Anyway, Claudia can have one bite of ice cream and put it back in. I can have one cup, and I'm saying, why didn't I buy 2?
No.
I can finish the whole thing easy.
Yeah.
Anybody else have
with cocktail nuts?
I'm like that with Oreos.
Ooh, Oreos.
Roasted nuts, and it's all over for me.
Oh, I know nuts too. Macadamia nuts.
I can't.
We went to the Walmart.
control.
We went to the Walmart yesterday, and it's this should be legal. This should be regulated. This should be unlawful. There was a cute Girl Scout out there with a table with chocolate Thin Mints.
Oh, those are so good.
God,
In the
$5 a box.
freezer.
All right, give me 10.
In the freezer.
Put a smile. How do you say no? I give them away as gifts and stuff, and I got one in the freezer there.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah,
have you ever had a Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint with? Oh my God!
Cold in the
And
freezer.
from the freezer.
Yes.
Aren't they $8 or $9 now a box?
No, they were $5 a box. They shrunk the boxes. This is how they got cute. Girl Scouts are much smarter than Boy Scouts, by the way. The Girl Scouts didn't raise their prices that much. They just shrunk the boxes. You know what who knows what the Boy Scouts did with the popcorn?
Don't know.
Bigger
They
cans.
put them in they put them in bags, and it's like $25 a bag of popcorn now.
Wow.
That seems expensive to me. Is that just me being cheapo here or what?
It's too expensive.
It's
No,
pricey,
I agree.
unless it's a truckload of popcorn.
Yeah.
I love popcorn. Orville Redenbacher or Secret Pop is I love popcorn. You give me a popcorn and a beer, and I'm a happy camper.
I want to tell you, I have a really nice recipe for homemade popcorn. Just buy the kernels, pop it dry in the microwave, in a pan with just a plate over the top. Pop it dry. Add some beautiful, really good quality olive oil drizzled, a little bit of salt and pepper. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. You will not touch that store packaged stuff again. It's so good. Try it. Yeah, it's really good.
You can do it in an air popper too.
Yeah, or an air popper. Just like a tablespoon of unpopped popcorn makes a bowl, and it's so good, and it's really good for you as well.
Our friend Sean Osby has a box of Thin Mints right here. Guilty as charged.
Oh.
Those little Girl Scouts are too cute. How do you say no? Okay, give me 5-10 boxes. Who cares? It's worth it to see him smile. Olive oil, interesting. Our home in North Carolina, there's a cute little town called Pinehurst, and there's something I've never seen before: an olive oil store.
Oh, wonderful!
You go in this store, they give you a little bottle or a big bottle, and you go through like 200 different types of olive oil, garlic olive oil, pistachio. I've never knew so many different types of olive
Jessica, you keep olive oil in your
this is
office.
The best olive oil I have ever.
You don't?
This is this is because it's an extra stock. This is a Dr. Stephen Gundry, and he's a cardiologist that realized he was going to die along with all of his patients if he didn't change his ways. So he's made a whole new eating plan, and he talks a lot on the internet, and he found the best olive oil in the world, and it actually comes from Africa. And when the plants are a little stressed, that's when they make the best fruit. This olive oil is like out of this world. It tastes so good. You will never go back to that Orville Redenbacher after you've had this. But
is it extra virgin? Is it extra virgin like Dave Skolnick?
Yeah, and polyphenol rich. Yeah, it's not like Dave Skolnick.
I'm re-virgined.
There you go. There you go. We're not going to touch that. We are not going to touch that line. Okay. Let's a couple other little things here. Oh my gosh, my phone, I did something I never thought I was going to do. I in every house I have 4 landlines, which I never use. I really use my landlines anymore. I do everything on Zoom or my cell phone. I use my landline occasionally when I'm having trouble with a good connection, cell connection or something. Mm-hmm. So guess what happens when you go from 4 landlines to 1? I even have the bill here just because I was repeating.
Yeah, a lot more for one line.
You go from $146 to $37.
Yay!
That's $110 a month. Maybe you're not a lot to some. I think we get nickel and dime to death. You know, $50 a month here, $100 a month here. $100 a month is $1,200 if you
That's
think
a
about
tank
it.
of gas right there.
If you do that,
You know what?
7 times over, you're saving a
You're
lot.
good, David. I literally saved 12 tanks of gas by getting rid of phone lines that I don't use. Maybe I'm the last guy in the world to do this, okay? But I still think there's a need for landlines. In my anybody else have a landline? Little poll here.
Just got rid of it.
I have it in Vegas because it's part of the package. So I've just.
I'll tell you. Yeah, and now an internet line or a real telephone landline.
A real telephone landline.
Okay, you guys remember a little storm that happened? God, it must be 10 years ago already. Hurricane Sandy. Yeah. My brother lives in New Jersey. Got hit in Northwest New Jersey. He had no cell service for a week. He had no internet service.
Wow.
He had no electricity for 3 weeks, I believe. There was nothing. Guess what still worked?
His landline. Nice.
The old landline still work. So we're in business with the whole world, and we get hit with something. What do they call? Oh, there's a trivia question. What do they call a hurricane on the West Coast?
I don't know.
West Coast?
It's called a typhoon.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a hurricane. Anything on the West Coast over is a typhoon. Anything on the East Coast over is a hurricane.
Yeah.
Little dopey. Does everybody here watch Jeopardy and have little bits of knowledge that seem to come in handy once in a while?
Yeah, I love
Mostly that's what I have.
Yeah.
But
by the way, I'm thinking
anything goes tonight. I'd like to ask Claude, how does he keep his joints healthy with all that running? Do you take anything in particular to keep
what kind of I live in California and Colorado where joints mean different things.
Yeah, you twist them extra tight, right, Claude?
I don't smoke marijuana. I've never I had asthma as a kid, so I never smoked cigarettes, or I never got a little bit in college, but I never really got into the whole smoking thing. I'm being silly.
Let me be more specific. Your knee joints. How about that? There you go.
I'm going to say a prayer first. Thank you, Lord, and because I can still ski. My knees are knock on wood here. I'm not trying to tempt anything. My knees are great. I think if you don't use it, you lose it, and that goes for many factors of our biology.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a good friend, Jack Gerstein. He was on 2 weeks ago. Very, very successful person. He owned a lot of ski shops through Colorado. Then he got into real estate. Jack has tried to climb Everest twice, and he got very close both times. Both his knees have been replaced.
Wow.
I have a lot of friends. I know people in their late 30s and 40s who have had knee and hip replacements. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes when you overuse it, you lose it too. You can either not use it or overuse it, and then
there's something about being reasonable. My grandmother, who lived to her 90s, used to have a shot of schnapps or whiskey every night. Okay, everything in moderation. What are you going to do? Claudia's mom has just turned 95. Okay, she's good for knocking back a few every night. She's not watching this, I hope. What are you going to do? Are you going to argue with a 95-year-old who is healthy and has their mind and everything?
Nah.
You can't, right? You just can't.
There was a French lady, I forget her name, Marie something. I think she lived to be 118, something like that. She smoked and drank till the end. She said she had to quit smoking just about when she was about 112. She said she couldn't hold her hand steady with the lighter anymore, so she didn't want to burn the house down.
Oh, wow.
Seriously, I think I eat one meal a day. I drink liquids all day long. I don't get hungry during the day. I just condition myself that way.
Mhm.
I have coffee, water, Perrier, tea, or green tea. I have a healthy meal every night. Always have a big salad every night. You
Yeah.
know,
Do you
if you have a
snack?
decent salad, you don't
Yeah.
need as much of your main course. So you can have a steak or
True.
chicken or whatever, and you
Yeah.
don't eat as much. You don't eat
Do you,
as much
do you
when you have.
snack?
Fills
You,
I
you
don't
up.
snack.
you
No.
don't grab a banana or an apple?
Once, to be totally honest, once in a while, I'll grab a Honeycrisp apple or a banana, but not often. I love
Mhm.
Honeycrisp apples. Anybody, one of those hard, sweet Honeycrisp apples are the best thing. Aren't they like dessert? Aren't they delicious?
They're so nice.
Have you
Yeah.
ever
Okay.
tasted the? Have you ever tasted the at Costco? They have candy cane grapes, and they
No,
you
never
taste
had
them.
them.
They taste like candy, like cotton can.
Mm.
No, cotton candy, not candy cane. Cotton candy.
I
Mm.
want grape.
Mm.
I want a grape to taste like a good old grape. Tastes delicious by itself. Why would you want to screw around with a grape? Why not leave it alone?
Are they genetically modified or something?
I don't know. They just had. I just tasted one because the box was open, so I pulled one just to try it.
Wow.
You know what's the best? What is the best deal in Costco? First thing we did, we got here on what day did we get here?
$5 chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken.
Kosher hot dog.
That Costco chicken. What did you say, Ben? I'm sorry.
The kosher hot dog, $1.50.
They are
Yeah.
great. If you need a quickie lunch, oh my God. You can have those beautiful giant Hebrew National hot dogs for $1.50.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. Their pizza. This is sacrilege now.
$1.50.
Slice of pizza is good
Well,
too.
This is sacrilege. I grew up in New York City, and if my friends hear this, they're going to have a contract out for me. But I actually think Costco pizza is pretty decent.
It is. It's good. It's good.
I don't think it's
agree.
bad.
I agree.
But if you talk to a New
Pocket,
Yorker,
that calzone they do.
I don't like their pizza.
it's a little chewy and
The
everything.
the crust is always soggy.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not a slice in New York. I mean, it really isn't. But that chicken for $4.99.
Yeah.
My God, it takes us 3 nights to finish it. It's huge.
That's they call it a what do they call it? A lost leader. They get you in for the chicken, but they know you're going to buy $20 worth of other stuff to go with it.
$100.
And what's the psychology? Let's adapt this to business talk for a minute. What's the psychology when I talk about attraction marketing? What's the incentive we put in to attracting people to differentiate ourselves from our competition?
A free item, a free gift, a free book, a free consult, a free mind map.
Yeah, I'm speaking in San Diego on April. I do not sell anything there. I don't ask for money. I don't sell a program or anything. And I usually, Dave, you tell them, I always give away a ton of stuff for free.
Yeah.
And why do you think I do this? Same thing with the lost leader chicken.
Yeah. People are interested.
It
captures their attention.
It also helps. They engage with you when they know, pick me next. Pick me next.
Yeah. I had a guy today here just to show you. I made a sale today, big sale on here, very nice. 5 figures. The guy found me through YouTube. He said, I've been watching your videos. He said, you kept me up the other night. And he called me while I was driving. And I said, from across somewhere in Death Valley, he contacted me. And then I said, why don't you go to my webpage, set up a private appointment for 15 minutes. And he called me today. We were on the phone an hour and 15 minutes. Why did I spend 5 times longer on the phone with this person?
Because he touched base with you.
Yeah,
but why did I spend that much time with him?
A big deal. It was a big number.
Big fish on the line.
When you big fish on, when you have somebody who is A, motivated, B, comes to you through attraction marketing, C, is qualified for money, decision making, and time is important. When you have those 5 things and they have the character to make the decision, okay, how much time should you spend with that person when they are qualified and their motivation factor is an 8, 9, or 10? How long?
As long as you need to.
Perfect answer, David. You're a smart young man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if it took an hour, you made 5 figures for 1 hour's work.
Yeah. Ben, you sell some gold coins. You got a hot prospect on the phone.
Yeah.
You're gonna make X amount of dollars. Is that 1 hour and 15 minutes? Yeah. When you break it down, how much was that hour and 15 minutes worth to you? A lot.
About the best hour and 15 minutes ever. You know, it works. It's playing the game well, is what I would say. You play the game well, you have that mindset, and the money comes. I had a small transaction that went sideways. I stayed on it. We handled it. I demanded that my office handle it well. And once we doubled and tripled up on our efforts without crying and pointing fingers, it paid off in spades because I know this gentleman has influence. If we make him smile, then the doors to the other ones opened up. And they do, and they did.
Yeah.
What is the best thing that comes?
One small transaction.
Claude, Manja, Claude. I know you want to take a bite of salad. Go for it.
Well, let me show you. Let me show you. This is California tomatoes, California avocados. These avocados are. I think they're actually a fruit. Am I right?
They are a fruit. Yes, they are.
Fruit. And they are. They grow them up. I think Escondido. There's a lot of
Escondido
farms
in Mexico
up there, and these things they're very high in fat, but it's the good kind of fat.
They do.
So is the tomato. The tomato is a fruit also.
Yeah.
The tomatoes, and you put a little olive oil or a little. I like vinegar, by the way.
That makes sense.
I put a little. I love a little Heinz malted vinegar.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, and
any red onion in that?
I don't know, Claudia. There's no onion in that salad, is there? No onion. We just got back. We're still.
I love the way Claudia's just verbally out of range, but you can still hear her. So when you go, "Hey, honey, is it okay if I sell this guy?"
Yeah. That happens all the time. She just walked down the hall. I think they can hear you.
It reminds me of what's the show with the nerds and the mother, the Jewish mother is like, "Hey, she's always yelling in the background."
I'm in a loft. My office here is a loft, so it just Claude echoes through the whole house, which might be a big negative, by the way.
Oh, you're right. You have the vaulted ceilings in that house, right?
We have very high ceilings. But it works for us. Hey, best little change in subject here. It's kind of neat because sometimes the last 2 weeks I've been in North Carolina to Colorado and now in San Diego, and I have different books in different houses. And every now and then, did you ever pick up an old book you haven't read before? Do you guys save your books? And everything?
Yeah.
Anybody ever read this book? Whoops.
Wait. I had it on. This.
Let me. I highlighted a section here. Chapter 14, ultimate influence. You guys know I talk a lot about persuasion and influence, and it's called Chapter 14, Ultimate Influence, Your Master System. Let me just read this one little short paragraph. One of the things I love most about what I do, Anthony Robbins, I do, is the opportunity to unravel the mystery of human behavior and thereby to offer solutions that truly make a difference in the quality of people's lives. I'm fascinated to probe below the surface to find out the why behind a person's behavior. To discover their core beliefs, questions, metaphors, references, and values. because my forte is being able to produce immediate and measurable results. Kind of interesting. He wrote this. This book's pretty old.
It's from the 80s or early 90s, isn't it?
I think it's earlier than that. Let me see here. And I know he's a fan of NLP. 1992. Very good, David. Very good. What's he really saying here about persuasion and influence? He likes to solve problems. How do we solve problems? What did Sherlock Holmes do? What does a good doctor do?
Ask questions.
Why? Why do we ask questions?
Gets them to do 80+% of the talking and diagnose.
Yeah.
Well, a doctor has to diagnose. What's the best way to diagnose? To talk to the patient. I've always taken the attitude, which I learned from my mentor, is to analyze get the information. What is the problem first? Who's the best person to tell you the problem? And sometimes a part of guts is that redirection. Well, that's not a big problem. You should be able to handle that, right? Oh no, not really. Well, what do you mean? Why is this problem an issue? I don't understand. Help me out. Well, and then they go down the list and they tell you the aches, the pains, the needs, the greeds, and everything. And if you're smart, and then what you should do, part of the gut system, is say, "Oh, do you mind if I take notes?" And you write these things down. Mm-hmm. They are literally telling you how to close them. Mm-hmm. This is emotional selling. Yeah. And so if you go in the opposite direction, think of a grandfather clock with the pendulum back and forth. What did Isaac Newton say? Things in motion stay in
motion.
Tend to stay in motion.
Right? So if somebody comes to us with a problem, gee, Ben, I don't understand why you're trying to find an investment that gives you what'd you say, an 18-19% annual yield. I don't understand. What's the problem? There's a lot of things out there like that.
Well, right? The problem is many of them can leave you with zero in the end. There's just no guarantee.
I've heard that. That's a really good point. Thank you. Well, you're right. Good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So you're not only looking for an 18% yield, you're looking for, may I be so bold as to say, safety?
Yeah. I don't know if you live through what I lived through in the 2008 crash in California. I don't ever want that to happen again.
I don't blame you. It was devastating for a lot of people.
Ruined my marriage. I no more of those.
You know what? I understand exactly where you're coming from. So why don't you just keep your money in the bank? What is it? 1% still, or?
No, not even.
Yeah, but it sits there and it shrinks, Claude. Yeah. I need an investment.
Yeah,
it shrinks. Jerry, does she know about the shrinkage? That's one of my favorite episodes.
Seinfeld, right? Seinfeld.
Yeah. George just went into a very cold pool, and a girl walked in the room without knocking and saw him in his birthday suit.
Yeah,
and he was very, very, very cold.
That's the story.
Back in the role, that's why we love beer with Claude, because
yeah, we do.
It's always looser. Let me ask you this, Ben. So you want security, and you want a safe return, a secure return. Am I on the right track?
It's all good. Let me get my stockbroker. It's all good. And then when the screen goes red, I can't get him on the phone.
Yeah, accountability is big too. I mean, what happened when you called me today? Who answered the phone?
You did.
I don't know if is accountability. You brought this up. So a safety, return, and accountability when things can go wrong with anybody. These aren't. I don't think these are unreasonable demands. Do you?
No, I do you answer your phone, Claude? That's all I ask. I'm not asking for perfect.
There you go. When you called up, who answered?
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe I just got lucky this time, or maybe I believe in high customer service because I demand the same thing from the people I do business with. So I think we're on the same page. But I have to go. I have to apologize to you. I do have to leave. But before I go, suppose there was an investment that you were assured of high security, retains the value, especially in these devastating times. It gives you at least a 13 to 24% return, and whoever you do business with will always get back to you. High accountability, and if not, I'll stick.
High accountability
if not, I'll stick. I'll
dream.
stick a bearded Randy on you. I love that beard, Randy. That's like you got it really fluffed up there, baby. Did you put your finger in a light socket? It looked like it exploded there.
Natural talent.
Natural talent. There you go.
You should see my son, Josh, Claude. He looks like a rabbi.
Well, I've got to excuse myself early tonight because we're heading out in a few minutes. But thank you. It was really nice seeing all of you. Ben
get me a shrimp cocktail and order the really expensive Beaujolais. Okay.
Okay. Ben did a really good job on his sales recently. I'll tell you about that with one of the next shows. He did a really good job. So
okay.
Yeah. So well, have a nice evening, everybody. Good night.
You too. Good night. Don't
fly to Vegas and get married too quickly.
We're saving that. We're saving that for San Diego.
To your Uncle Claude.
And you're all invited.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, heck yeah. All right. Good night.
Good night, all. Take care. Drive carefully.
Bye now.
Ben, what did we get out of that role play? I mean, there was we were having fun, and you did very well.
Yeah.
But what did we get out? You gave it to me on a silver platter. You told me how to sell you.
Yeah. Exactly what it's the emotion. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about I don't want you to sing me any BS song. You need to know that we're going to have great communication, as they say, for better, for worse. We have a commitment for good communication.
Don't you hate when you meet a salesperson and the prospect, or we're the prospect, and we raise a question or an objection, and the salesperson talks to us like we're a dummy, or they talk to us like that objection, and nobody has that problem, we know it's pure bullshit. And I think it's much better to sell. Isn't it better to say, hey, good question. Glad you brought that up. You're not the first person to think of it. If I was in your shoes, I would bring up the same question, Mr. Prospect. Good for you. Do you see the difference between the approach of being defensive or the approach of just being saying, good question. I acknowledge, I'm glad you brought that up. I think it's a better way to sell, not being argumentative with someone who brings up reasonable objections. What do you think, Randy?
Well, I don't know, Claude. I'll let me ask the boss about that. Let me see what I can find out. I just don't know, but I will do my best to find out and let you know. Is that okay?
No, I need an answer right now, man. I'm ready to do business. I got a MasterCard burning in my hand, a brand new one. I got a $20,000 credit level, and I need a solution to this problem.
Well, I'll tell you what, Claude. We can put a thing in the contract, something that says if this happens, you can void the contract. Would that work for you? Can we do business that way?
Yeah. But I'm an unscrupulous guy. I'm probably going to take advantage of you, and you seem like such a nice guy.
Well, that's going to be a pretty specific.
There will.
Injunction there.
This is role play. We can do whatever the hell we want, This is Disneyland for salespeople, as far as I'm concerned. We can go anywhere we want. Do you have to bend over backwards to the prospect who's an 8, 9, or 10 and has the money, has the need, and the time frame is now?
Do you have to bend over backward? I would say no.
No. Are we responsible as professionals to create that urgency now?
Yes.
Somebody tell me I want to think. Here, I'll go to Randy. I want to think about it. You're a great guy. I want you to carpet my 10,000 square foot warehouse. But I need to think about it. I'm going to go to church tomorrow, light a candle, and I'll get back to you in the near distant future, buddy.
Claude, you're not allowed to think about it, man.
Whoa, who are you? Hey, whoa. That's a little pushy, isn't it?
It is, but it's in your own best interest. You know, if I let you walk away right now, it's going to cost you boodles of money. The way the economy is right now, costs are going up every day.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yeah. You weren't here earlier. I showed gas in Grand Junction, Colorado 2 days ago.
How much?
$2.95 Safeway. I get $1 a gallon off there because we shop there exclusively. $2.95 a gallon.
Wow.
Okay. Come to Prim, Nevada. It's a big Tesla. It's a casino. It's a Tesla charging. It's in the middle of the Death Valley. Okay. And I need 18 gallons of this.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
$6.68.
Oh, Lord.
And then on top of it, 5,000 calories. They had a pink box donut shop there.
Well, I'll tell you, I filled up yesterday at Sam's Club for $3.68. Because here in Georgia, they've dropped the gas tax. That dropped like 49 cents off.
Oh, stop bragging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me 1 second. Dave, you're in charge for a minute.
But yeah, if you go to any of the local gas stations, they're averaging probably $4.19. But like I say, I hit Sam's Club, and that's always a good bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Did you fill up in San Diego yet, Claude?
Yeah. I'm finding the bill here from yesterday.
Where'd you go, to Costco?
No, I filled up at was it a mobile gas station or something?
Oh God.
And here it is.
Costco still got us under $6.
It was called a Circle K. I don't know if you can see
Yep.
that.
Yep. Circle K.
Yep.
$90 for fill up, and then another $1.83 for this Bud Ice.
Should have poured the Bud Ice.
How much was the gas?
You should have poured that in the gas.
When did beer become cheaper than gas? That's all I want to know.
Got a good price on both. You control your market.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think about it. I mean, I'm gonna really show my age here. Claudia, what was the cheapest gas with that Kenville gas station? 29 cents when we were kids.
I remember 35.
When I started driving in 77, it was 63 cents a gallon.
I can remember working at a gas station at the age of 14, and it was $17.9.
Damn, wow. You guys are old.
Wow. And wait.
Like 1965.
And if somebody asked you while you were pumping the gas, I assume, correct?
Yes. And wiping windshields and checking the oil.
That's where I was going. You read my mind. Can you imagine a gas station where they cleaned your windshield, they checked your oil, they gave you a free Tiger in your tank gas? Who remembers the free glasses from Esso?
Yeah, or the little tail that hung out your tank.
Yeah, the tail that hung out your tank.
Yeah.
And everything. And you paid 29 cents a gallon.
Claude, you could set your own price. If you did that today, If you gave that kind of service today, you could set your own price. People would be lined up around the block.
You guys are a little older than me, I think, but do you remember in '73 when we had the big gas issue?
Yeah.
How much was it then when they were making such a big deal out of it?
Oh, well, it's all in perspective. It's, people make more money today. And somebody's getting paid at Wendy's $20 an hour to flip a burger. Okay.
That's true.
Man.
Yeah. For now,
I remember $1.25 an hour.
I remember $1.05 an hour. I'm probably the oldest here.
My first job was $1.65 an hour.
Claudia used to babysit, 75 cents an hour or something. How much? 25. Wait a second.
In El Paso, I got paid 25 cents an hour to babysit.
I loved it when I met Claudia, and I loved it when she babysat because you always had access to somebody else's house and bar. They don't have a clue what goes on in their house with their babysitter.
You don't want to know.
Are you kidding? I had 5 sisters, and you go over to somebody's house where they're babysitting, and they've always got the liquor bottle marked.
Yeah. The pencil marks, right?
Yeah. Or pen or pencil, but yeah.
This will be very interesting. 5 sisters. Were you the baby or the older brother?
Oldest. I'm the oldest.
Oh, the overprotect. Wow. Boy, so did you go to the door in your pajamas cleaning your rifle when a boyfriend came over for one of your sisters?
No,
Okay.
No, all of my sisters had fairly good sense.
That's great. Good.
Unlike me, nice.
I want to talk about movies for a while. Is anyone watching? There's some great business movies out there right now. Is anybody you've heard? I talked about this last week a little bit. There's a series on Apple right now based on the WeWork, WORK. It's called We Crushed. It's on Apple TV. It's amazing. Have you seen it, Ben?
I don't have Apple TV, but I did find it. I was looking for it's only on Apple TV.
Yeah, and the guy is a salesman, and it's amazing to me. He's an Israeli immigrant in America, has no money. Okay, he has no credit or anything, but he has this brilliant idea to take office space and make it into a place for solopreneurs where they could have their own office, but he also made it into a social atmosphere with parties on Friday, a coffee bar,
that's right,
beer ping pong table, a place you could sleep. And he grew it into WeWork, which at one time was valued at $48 billion. He started with nothing. And he built this up by selling it to other investors. And one investor gave him 12 million, another gave him 15 million. Can you imagine having an idea and being able to use the right words the right way to people so that they want to give you millions of dollars for your idea, to have a small percentage of ownership?
Yeah.
You guys ever watch Shark Tank?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Shark Tank's a really good show because you got some very wealthy people, the owner of the Mavericks there. And what's the one lady that I like, Claude? What's her name? Barbara. Barbara used to be a waitress in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And today she's a billionaire. She owns real estate everywhere. A-Rod's on it. He's the baseball player, right? Yeah. I love stories where people who have nothing and are such great persuaders that they can get other people to give them money or invest money with them. I love that skill. I call it the $1 million skill. We talk it. Sean Osby says there are 3 gas stations in Omaha that still pump gas, check your oil, fluids, and tire pressure. They are all owned by the same company. We're all moving to Omaha and moving in with Sean. That's it. We are going there. Yeah. Oh, wow. When's the last time?
To cash?
What is the biggest con in gas stations ever conceived? Anybody know what I'm thinking right now? Pump your own gas.
Yeah.
Pump your own gas. Oh, you pump your own gas, you'll save a fortune. Guess what? In New Jersey, where I'm from, also, they still pump the gas for you.
Really?
And guess
I'll
what?
tell you what the biggest scam is now is do your own groceries. I mean, why am I working? Why am I working for Walmart or Publix or Kroger or any of the other ones to get and scan my own groceries and have to pay and bag them?
Yeah.
And then you still need help.
In Colorado, they charge us, that really flimsy piece, pardon my language, that garbage bag in Safeway. What is it, 20 cents a bag?
Hi, Claudia.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
You know that really garbage bag they give you in the supermarkets? That's super thin. Everything breaks off. 20 cents a bag. And if you go we go shopping, we get $200-300 worth of groceries. You need about 30 of those puppies, right?
I don't know about 30.
We bring our own bags sometimes.
We bring our own bags lots of times.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. You want to say hello to the boys?
I just did.
Okay. It's like, when did we get sold on you got to pump your own gas. Now your hand smells like gasoline. You got to stand outside in the cold or the rain or whatever. You used to have a nice person do it for you, right?
I can never understand. I don't understand why women, they put the thing in, but then they have to go back in the car and sit down. You never see a guy do that. It's only the women.
I don't know. Claudia stands outside. I don't know about that one. Yeah. What are you going to do? I mean, it doesn't take long. That's one of the things we were talking about. Right now everybody's talking about electric cars because gas is so expensive. How long does it take on a dry electric car? How long does it take to charge it? Does anyone know?
An hour.
At least an hour.
At least an hour. We have one. It stinks.
We're supposed to have to get rid of by 2030. We're supposed to have electric cars by then. Yeah. What are we supposed to be doing with all of our cars we're still making payments on? Are they gonna give us money for these things? What are we supposed to do? Just
they're gonna charge you to take it away.
Throw them away.
They're gonna charge you to dispose of it.
They're gonna charge us to dispose of it.
Yeah, they will.
I'm not buying one.
Well,
you know how long the wait is to charge
a car
on the weekend?
Who wants to pay $60,000 for an electric car that you can't even go that far in?
Well, it's going to get cheaper, and they're going to eventually. The technology is going to make them go farther. But my big thing is, we just drove 1,106 miles from Colorado to California. The gas stations everywhere. You can get a sandwich. You can go to use the bathroom and everything, and you pump the car in 2-3 minutes. You got a full tank again, right? Whatever it takes.
I spend 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week to charge our freaking car.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have a dog I love to walk. Otherwise, I'd be drinking heavily.
So how patient, if you're taking a drive, I think an electric car is good. If you're local and you drive under 100, 200 miles a day, it's probably very practical, especially in California, and they're pushing us politically. They are pushing people without a choice towards electric cars. Don't we have legislation in the next couple of years that's going to penalize us for driving fossil fuel cars?
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Isn't it? Oh, yeah. Sean has some comment. In Dallas, they charge you for those cheap grocery bags. In the Midwest, when it's below zero wind chill, we get back in the car when the gas is still pumping. I agree. Standing outside in the cold is no fun at all, especially with the 20-mile-an-hour wind. Absolutely. I think electric cars. Hey, you know what I'm noticing though? The Honda. I'm in the Soviet Socialist state of Southern California. I'm seeing a lot of Toyota Priuses out here. I mean, a lot of them.
Yeah.
These are I thought that hybrid was a brilliant idea, where a car, when you're driving slowly, works off the battery, but what is it, over 25 or 35 miles an hour, it switches to the gas engine? Who knows about that?
Yeah. I do. It's a brilliant car. Yeah.
But they're small. I like big cars. I'm an American. I like a big dang car.
Well, you have to tell me. Born and raised in Southern California.
I like a big car. I like a lot of metal around me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Paul Newman in HUD, and he was driving that big old pink Cadillac. And we've been driving Cadillacs for 30 years now. I love big cars.
Yep, nothing like it. Up here, the local Lexus dealer bought 98 cars off the street last month. They can't get inventory.
Well, I told you guys, I lease my cars because it makes sense for the way we drive in the business and everything. We went from 1,000. We traded in our other Cadillac. It was a lease car, and I negotiated, since it was more valuable for me to buy the car than to turn it in. I negotiated with the dealership, and our payments went from $1,050, $60 a month to $495 a month on a 2-year lease on a brand new XT.
Boy.
Word of honor.
Work the market.
Yeah, that won't last forever, guys. This is a little. No. I've never seen where lease cars go down, way down in value. Okay, and low mileage. We're not. During the pandemic, we had 15,000 miles a year, and we barely drove 8,000 miles. And but the thing is, can you imagine getting a lease car and using the equity of the value of the car to get a lower payment on your next car?
To save $6,000 a year, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, for a brand new car, yeah. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Watch the movie We Crashed. It's a great salesman movie. I mean, this guy is a persuader. It's a super movie. Anybody here Star Trek? Any Star Trekkies? Any Star Trek fans? Picard,
yeah, I like Star Trek.
Picard on Paramount. Season 1 was kind of. Season 2 is brilliant. On season 2, Picard is back with the Borg, and I love when they go back in time, and then they reintroduce Q. Do you guys remember Q?
Oh yeah.
That guy used to snap his fingers, and stuff happened all the time.
Yeah.
And all that. Really, it's really good.
Does Picard have hair in that show?
Oh no, Picard plays. In the movie, he's 100 and something years old, and he kind of
like me.
You're a kid. I got underwear older than you.
I doubt it. Speaking of, did you see where the underwear men's underwear index? The men's underwear index.
No, I can't wait to hear this one though.
Yeah.
Alan Greenspan came out and said we're headed for a recession because of the men's underwear index. When times get tough, men buy underwear when they need them. They're not like women or whatever. Men buy underwear when they need them. When men quit buying underwear, that means times are getting tough because they're saving the money and not spending it.
When did the
That's an index?
I'll give you another index. I'll throw this out at you. And I don't get political very often because it's disingenuous. I like to bring people together, not apart. But what happens? Everybody's very nervous right now. Anybody hear Biden's speech in Poland and stuff?
Yeah.
Everybody's a little nervous. Do you think this is a silly rhetorical question? Will military spending in the United States go up or down or remain the same? What did Eisenhower say, Randy?
He already defunded it. He better bring it back up.
Randy, what did Eisenhower say about the military?
No, it's better to have it than and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah, he also said, beware the military-industrial complex. Right
Complex,
now,
yeah.
oh yes, baby. What happens when government spends a lot more money? I mean, we're coming out of 2 years of the COVID here,
Inflation goes through the
and
damn roof.
yeah, they're spending a lot of money.
Yeah,
Right
we're
now.
headed for a recession.
We're heading
Government's
for a
printing money
recession.
like it's no
It's started.
no like there's no tomorrow, and the way they're spending, there may not be.
I don't know. It really recessions and depressions and inflation are very emotional economic values, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if the military is spending money right now and everybody's nervous, is anyone going to complain?
Yeah, some people. Me.
Oh yeah, I'll complain, but as long as the world is in a kind of a hairy place right now, I think what we all want is peace and security right now.
Yeah, but the world's always in a hairy place somewhere.
Yeah, but it's very hairy right now. It's
Yeah.
I shouldn't be so negative here on Beer with Claude Friday, right?
Beer with Claude Saturday, but yeah.
Saturday,
That must be a good beer you're drinking there.
Oh shit, this is really good stuff. Well, I'm making mistakes tonight because I'm drinking Bud Ice here, which $1.83 at any bad gas station in Southern California.
Bud Light.
Absolutely. Another good movie. Before we go here, we're out of time. Super Pumped. It's about the development of Uber. It's on Paramount. This is a great business story. How Uber, this guy just went into cities that had a history of a livery or cabs, okay, with very strong unions, and he just went in there and he got people with this great, brilliant Apple software, which I did not know, to be able for anybody could go. Everybody here has used an Uber or a Lyft, right? At one time. It's really
Never
a brilliant. It's really a brilliant system. Cabs in New York, they're dirty, they're smelly. It's hard to get one sometimes and everything. And all of a sudden, this guy comes up with a application and drivers. And if you told people, well, you're going to get in a car with a total stranger, and they're going to take you wherever you want for less than half the price of a cab. And the car is going to be clean, and you don't have to tip them, and they'll even give you candy or a fresh bottle of water. That's how it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Today it's a little bit different, and you just have to go here, and you know how long it'll take for that person to pick you up. I mean, brilliant stuff. Another rags to riches story, when you think about it.
Oh yeah.
I love business movies, business stories.
I got a recommendation. It's called Ozark on Netflix.
Oh,
talk about
I
real
love
estate
Ozark.
money laundering. Yeah.
It's
money laundering 101.
Do you remember? I think it was season 3. They're down in Mexico with the one lady who's who's the liaison for the cartel.
Yeah.
And the husband and wife couple are from Chicago, and the one guy from the head of the cartel, while they're taking the little walk, it's the last minute of the last episode of season 3. Do you remember what happened? I know, spoiler alert. So turn this off if you're watching this. And the guy from the cartel, out of nowhere, this was his. He just turns around and.
Yeah. Cartels
Did you see that scene, Ben?
Oh yeah, that he's a friend of mine. We were neighbors in Hollywood when we were young men. It was a good time.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Isai Morales.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that's a good show. What's your favorite? What's everybody else watch? What else do you recommend? Anything else? Can't think of anything.
I don't. Yeah, I don't even own a TV. I don't watch much.
You don't know. So what do you do? Do you listen? Do you read a lot? Claudia's a reader. Claudia can go through
Yeah,
5
I
books
read.
a week.
I haven't done that, but I haven't done it lately. I've done that often. Yeah, I typically read a lot. Either that, or I'll get online. I'll look at YouTube or various things online. But yeah, I don't even own a TV. I just could care less.
You're saving
Never
thousands.
seen. Yeah, a lot of TV shows I've never seen and just don't care to.
Do you remember, last word, you remember when TV was free? We used to have
Yes.
a little thing called, we had rabbit ear antennas, or we had our antenna on the roof or something like that.
Or a pair of pliers for that dial on the bottom.
Yep.
It always broke off.
TV, no one believes me. TV used to be free.
Yeah. 4 channels: ABC,
Yeah,
NBC,
right?
CBS, and the public service station.
Yeah,
Who
that was
remembers
one more channel than you needed.
Okay, last one. Who remembers in what time TV went off the air?
Depending on what night it was.
2 a.m., wasn't it?
It went off at, depending where you lived, it went off at 11, 12, or 1 o'clock in the morning. And what did they play?
Yeah.
Remember, they did the
national
flag,
anthem.
the national anthem, and it went off the air.
Now, where I was in Florida, during the week it went off at midnight, and on the weekend it went off at 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday.
And I remember when I first moved to San Diego, Channel 6, which was being broadcast out of Tijuana, they'd go off the air, but you'd play the Mexican anthem.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I think they still, KUSI in San Diego. Isn't their tower still in Tijuana?
Not
Yeah,
sure.
they have a hill there that's a big broadcast hill.
They got a big hill there. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm down to 5% on my phone, guys. Good night. Pleasure to talk to you.
All right, Randy.
Get on that bicycle and charge it up. Hey, guys, thanks for joining me tonight. Finally solving all the problems. We've solved all the problems of the world.
Yeah.
I think we have anyway. We've tried. We've definitely tried. Hey, take care. Have a safe weekend. See you on Monday.
The same. All right, fellas.
Bye-bye.
I'll be calling you to get together, Claude, if you're available.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you.